Here are the most common scams involving land in Kenya. So land in Kenya is a prized possession, but it's also an avenue where people lose money through various scams that target either landowners or land sellers or land buyers. Here are some of them. Number one is the allotment letter scam. And this is a very common way where someone sells land saying it has an allotment letter, but they don't have a title deed to it. There are so many people who have land cases that have lasted for years because they bought based on the allotment, but without the title deed, there is no proof that the land was actually allotted to that person. So then it becomes a prolonged land case, which is a very common scam. Some people will even sell that allotment letter to various people. So by the time the title is out, there are like 5 people claiming to have bought the land. How do you protect yourself from falling victim to the allotment scam? Is you buy land that has a title deed and make sure you do a search and you engage experts at every step of the transaction. Number two is double selling or even triple selling. This is where someone with a piece of land sells to multiple people, and this is also related to the allotment letter. Even someone with a title deed can sell to different people. So these will see by the time you are doing the transfer, you find the title actually belongs to a different person. How do you protect yourself from this? You make sure you check the register before you start committing to the payment process so that you confirm the person who is actually selling it is the genuine owner of the piece of land and there are no other caveats placed on this piece of land. Number three is the expired lease, and this is a common scam in the cities. So this is where officials in the Ministry of Land as well as officials in county governments will do a survey to identify pieces of land whose lease is about to expire. This is mostly valuable land that was given a lease in the early 1920s or early 1910s when Nairobi was starting. So the new owners, most people do not think of checking the lease expiration date. So what they do is they identify the piece of land, especially in high-end neighborhood, Lavington, Westlands, Parkland, Nyali in Mombasa, etc. So they first identify the piece of land and then notice this land is prime, and then they check the register to see it's either about to expire or has already expired. So under the law, the person who occupies the land has the first chance to acquire back the land after the expiry of the lease, and they only pay a small amount of money. What they do is they now advertise saying that this piece of land has expired and we invite someone to take over the lease. That is hidden inside the newspapers as in a way that as a landowner, you probably do not know your title number or you do not actively think about it. So you do not see the notice and then they do the transfer. They wait a few years, probably 2 or 3 years, and then now they invade the land saying someone had bought the land. Even land that's worth $500 million will be sold for 2,000 or 5,000, a small fraction of what the actual value is. And maybe it has even changed hands by the time it's been claimed. So it becomes a very messy situation. How do you protect yourself from this? If you are a landowner and you own land that is on a leasehold basis, regularly check to see when the expiry date is. You can even engage the services of a lawyer or some expert to be monitoring that in case your memory is not okay. If you are an elderly person and you have kids, make sure your kids are also aware that this is a leasehold piece of land. Remind them when that is going to happen and probably insist on them renewing or tracking the lease so that it's always in their land. Also, in the event your piece of land has already fallen victim to this, it's good to engage the services of a lawyer so that that process can be overturned and you can get back your land. Number four is the fake land or fake title, and this is both where someone has a fake title and they purport to be the owners of a certain piece of land. You buy and then you realize it's just air you bought. In other cases, someone claims to be the rightful owner of a certain piece of land. They are not. Some other times, the piece of land that's being sold is actually purported to be private land, but it's probably a reserve, a market, and then in the end, you have issues with the government because the government claims back the land. This has seen many Kenyans lose their homes. You remember in 𝐶𝐞𝐫𝐞, there was a time that airport land was sold to thousands or even hundreds of Kenyans. They built and then the land was claimed. In the river, there was the same situation, and many other places. So it's one of the most common scams. Number 5 is the fake developers, and this is not a transaction related scam. This is where you have developers targeting landowners, so they may come with various tricks. Someone may come saying they are working for a certain telecommunications company. They want to install a booster in your place, and then for them to facilitate this, they want you to give them a bribe. So you end up paying or losing money, which is actually a scam, because in actual sense they are not working for telecommunications company, but they want to lure you into that. And how do you protect yourself from this scam? It's pretty easy. Do not work through third parties. If someone is interested in developing your land, then have a direct negotiation with them. Also, if you are paying something, do not pay bribes or facilitations to get services outside of the legal process, so that in the event you fall victim, then it becomes very hard for you to get your money. Money254.co.ke has written more about how you can protect your land, as well as how you can protect your money when you're buying land. Click on the link provided to learn more.